When we think about what that means, like to live in harmony on things, that harmonies, they only sound good because people learn how to play together. Do you know what I mean? And so it takes a lot of work to learn how to play together, and it takes a lot of practice. And hi. And so it's not easy. It requires a lot of effort. I have a girlfriend that she is very accomplished musician, and she plays in little symphonies all the time. And I just see how much effort she puts into practicing. And then in addition to that, she teaches. And so with the teaching, it's like there's a whole line of effort with that. You have to deal with children, coming into your home. You have to um, smile when they sound horrible. You have to encourage them the whole time. It's like a whole thing that goes into it. And it requires a lot of effort. She always blows me away. I sometimes I look at her, I'm like, I don't know why you're friends with me. Like, she quilts and she plays instruments and the piano and the violin, and I mean, she's like very accomplished, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't bring a lot to the table on this one, but and when I see her do these things, it's just like, oh, it's so cool because she really knows that the only way that you get good at anything is you just have to practice, and you have to practice continuously. It's ingrained in her whole entire life. Um, so when we think of how we function with each other in groups and relationships, whatever the case may be, we have to focus on the work that we have to put into it. And it's a continual practice. It's just every day. And it's not easy. It's not easy to find harmony in with ourselves, and it's even harder to find harmony with another human being? And so it's just like we have to be patient with ourselves. We have to just kind of take it day by moment, sometimes minute by minute, and lots of breathing, lots of creating space, right? And when I say space, I don't mean physical space, I mean like the mental space. And that's where these practices come in so helpful. Is That's how we can create space. We create it here so that I can start to go from, I have a stimulus that came in that really rubbed me the wrong way, you know, and then my reaction. So if I keep my reaction really close to the rub, then it's just, you know, fire and all kinds of kerosene and not good. But if I can create at least one breath at first and then maybe a couple more breaths, then if we can kind of have it here, the reaction isn't quite as horrid, as it is if we bring it really, really close. But the only way to do that is to practice at it, and you need to practice at it constantly. And the only way that you do that practice is you have to have humans in your life. I was listening to an Abraham Hicks a long time ago, and she said that there was a woman, because she'll, like, people will get in the hot seat or whatever, and she was like, I lived by myself and I was perfect. I had no problems at all. And then I got into a relationship and like somebody, and she's like, okay, that just proved that you weren't perfect because you were perfect alone. Anybody can be perfect alone. It's really easy. I'm fantastic alone. You know what I mean? Only for me, it's like it's a win-win every day. Nobody argues with me. Nobody messes up my house. Nobody is telling me what to do. I'm not having to feel like I need to tell anybody what to do. It's just lovely. I mean, it's like fantastic. And I don't grow, and I don't try to be better. I don't improve on anything. In a weird way, I become my own incredible narcissist when I'm completely alone, and it's just fantastic. And so, and then I get with other people and I'm like, you're horrible, and really I'm horrible. So we have the practices, of separating space, creating space in our mind from our ugly thoughts, from the things that come up inside of us that kind of rub us or irritate us, then we create space with the people in our lives, whether it's coworkers, whether it's partners, whether it's kids, you know what I mean? Just creating a little bit of space. So we have to look at it this way. Sometimes it's really good to have somebody in your life that pisses you off. It's okay, because then you're like, I'm going to try harder on me. I'm going to figure out more stuff about me, okay, and what that feels like. And see, maybe next time I'll be less pissed off. And then maybe the next time I'll be like, oh, who am I really mad at? Okay. And then maybe the next time you'll be like, oh, it's all coming from me. I've had these moments. I was telling Quinta this was a couple of years ago. Something happened, and I had a situation with another person that always was hard for me. And so I did Ho'oponopono, which we've done in here a few times over the last few years. But I did that for like a week or two every night for this person with this person in my life. And then one day, they were like, oh, really polite to me. And then I came and I was telling Quentin, like, it was the craziest thing. And I go, and that's the moment where I'm like, it's really all coming from me. Like, it's me. And then I'm like, that's what we do. We got to work on that. Okay. So tonight we work on us. That's the goal. Who's never meditated? Have a whole room full of meditators. Fantastic. Who's brand new? I see faces I don't recognize. Welcome, welcome. Yeah. How'd you find out about us?
I think we had some friends that have worked here.
Okay. Yeah. Great. Cool. How'd you find out about us?
Just Google
Nice.
search.
And you?
I was here last week. So
okay, that's right. Okay. So yeah, next week. Okay. And how'd you find out from your friend?
My sister.
Yay! I was wondering, I thought you guys kind of looked similar, but yeah, nice, cool. Okie dokie artichokes. So we're all just gonna sit up nice and tall and kind of think of yourself almost like a marionette where the string is pulling up at the crown of your head, which will make your chin automatically tuck. And then think of I love this cue. Carlin gave this to us the other day in Iyengar, and I loved it so much. Think of the skin on your chest coming up and back onto your back. And then making sure that your sits bones are sinking down into your seat. And then that should make it so that your heart is in line with your head and your pelvis. And just allow your eyes, if they are not closed, allow them to just lightly, gently settle down. You can have your hands palm face up. You can have them palms face down. You can have two mudra with your hands up or palms down. It's totally up to you. Anything is correct. Take a second to loosen your jaw just a little bit and make sure that your teeth aren't clenched together, that the tongue is loose in the mouth. Sometimes it's nice to turn the corners of your mouth up a little bit because a smile releases different meridian points in your face, and it doesn't have to be a huge, Cheshire cat smile, just a soft smile is fine. You aware of the feeling of the rise and the fall of your chest and your belly? Sometimes it's nice to bring your gaze point with your eyes closed to where you feel like your third eye may be, but you don't have to. But sometimes it's nice. Allow yourself to just we're going to start off with an outside sound. So maybe it's the sound machine, perhaps it's the earth on the road. Just hang out with that sound for just a minute. So now just settle into what you feel. Maybe the feeling of the temperature of the room, or perhaps you can even feel the energy of the person closest to you. But again, this is without too much trying. It's just being with it, whatever it is that you feel on the outside of your body. So now we're gonna go a little bit closer in, and I would invite you to feel wherever you feel your heart beating. It may be directly in your chest, but you might feel it in your neck or in your ears. But wherever you feel it inside of you, just let yourself be with that awareness for a little bit. Now we can invite the awareness to your breath. Maybe just take a little bit of time to appreciate the harmony between your breathing and your heartbeat, and just really savor that for the next little while. So now we're going to add almost just a personal mantra. And, it's February and we talk about love during February. I really encourage this to be I love you and really feel the I love you with each breath and with each heartbeat. And allow yourself to create again an inner harmony with the thought of I love you, with your breath and with your heartbeat. Let these words with your breath and your heartbeat really permeate through your body. There may or may not be some other voice that shows up. If there's another voice or anything that shows up, just tell it that you love it and that you guys can talk later. These words, these I love you words, start to, from your heart beating outward, start to envision it's almost like coming out of your body and surrounding you, as if it's creating a little bubble around your body. If for some reason it feels right to you, you can put your hands on your heart if that feels right to you. Be more aware of your breathing now. Just really zero in just on your breathing. Taking another check on how the outside of your body feels, the temperature that surrounds you, what your hair follicles feel like. And start to bring just the tiniest bit of organic movement back into your body. And when you're ready, you can open up your eyes. So, the first key to everything is loving ourselves. And it's very strange when I think about, I'll drive down in an area, right? Like maybe downtown Mesa or downtown Phoenix or something like that. And I'll see people who are living a very hard life. And the first thing I want to believe is I want to believe that there was a mommy that loved them at some point in time. And um, and I don't know if that's always the case, and it's so heartbreaking. And um, so when we talk about showing ourselves love so that we can give love to another person and be in relationship with other people. Um, Sometimes we just didn't have good role models, you know. We just didn't have people that like showed us that properly. And um, I mean, I have very very good friend of mine that his mom was, I don't remember if she was 12, she was 14, but she had him and at her grandmother's house and left him there and just left. And then he was raised by his great grandmother, you know. And um, so his mom didn't know how to love him, right? And that left a wound on him. He became a high functioning human and he was very lucky. He was very, very lucky and worked very hard on that. But that's so rare, you know, that that happens. So we have to learn to give ourselves so much love, and not the people who raised us didn't always know how to show it. Okay? That's an extreme example, But then there's other examples where it's like maybe you were raised in a home where it seemed like everything was there, but then there still maybe wasn't the acceptance or whatever. So then we have to just go back to loving us. The thoughts that we have, the interruption of thoughts that we have, the rub that we feel from another person is always a reflection of what's actually going on inside of us. Okay. So that's why we start with loving us. It's hard. It's so hard. So that's why if we can even just sit with a mantra like that, like, I love you, 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 And it may seem silly at first, but just keep doing it and just keep doing it. And then maybe one day there's gonna be like this little like a whip that's gonna go by and you're gonna be like, really love myself. Ooh, what was that? And things start to get looser. So then you're less irritated with the people around you. The more we love ourselves, the less irritated we are with others. It's weird how it works. Okay. So it just takes time. It takes a lot of practice. Practice, 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 practice. Okay. Okie dokie. So we have coming up no extra things this week, but then next Thursday we have Middle Road, which is the class on how to have like more authentic conversation. I strongly encourage everybody to come to that. Um, Again, everything that we do here is to help all of us, myself included, to kind of explore what it feels like to get out of our own crap. Okay. We're having conversations with other people. Oftentimes we're thinking about what we want to say next instead of just being with the person and hearing what they have to say. And it's a really bad habit that so many of us have, myself included. And so when we do the circling class or the middle road class, that's what we're trying to kind of quietly remove from ourselves is this need to try to project in a conversation and just kind of be. So they're wonderful classes. We only have them once a month, so it's always on the fourth Thursday of the month. So it's at 8:15 next Thursday. Then the calendars that I put out add down on there that we are having a customer appreciation day on the first. That is not true. We are having it on the 22nd. So there's little postcards out there if you want to grab one. The customer appreciation day is so fun. It was so cute. I had one of my longtime clients. She came in today, and she looked and she saw the poster, and she was like, "It's my favorite day of the year." And it was really nice to hear her say that because sometimes you do all this stuff and you do all this work and stuff, and you're like, "Does anybody even really care?" And then to hear her say that, I was like, "Oh, that's super cool." That made me super happy. So we have music and we have free classes. This time it'll be from 9 o'clock in the morning until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Normally we do it in the evening. This year we're going to do it earlier in the day. We try to have henna artists there. We try to have tarot card readers there. We try to have massage therapists here. And everybody's hearing my words try because we're still trying on everything this year. So that's why I had to move it from the 1st to the 22nd because there was just too much going on. So we have great vendors that are there. It's really, really nice. So I would encourage everybody to come, because it's super cool. Chris usually is in my office and he does bowls on people like nonstop. The poor guy, I don't even know how he does it, but it's nonstop. So he'll put a bowl on your head and you'll be sitting on a bowl, your feet in a bowl, and he whacks the crap out of you. And it's like the most ridiculously amazing thing. People always come out of there. I have this ram's head that I put on people and take them home and play a bowl in it. And like, so just those two things alone, you get completely stoned out of your mind and it's nothing. So, um, okay. So I think that's it. Yeah. Quentin, yeah. And the archetypal dance is coming up on the first Friday of next month. So, but we'll have more information about that. Absolutely. So, but we're not there yet. So we shan't go too far. Okay, everybody. I'll see y'all next week. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.